Okay, I know I don't have anybody watching right now, so I'm gonna wait until. Well, if even if there's nobody, I'm sure people can watch it later. So here we are. Well, here I am today at work. So the news came on about different things that's happening in America and what the news is about. Well, anyways, we begin to, me and the coworker and some of the inmates that were in prison where I work. Well, we began to talk about this guy named Jeffrey Epstein. Well, I didn't know this guy died, but I knew he got arrested because he took underage girls to his um, island. So, and I also found out by word of mouth that from what he said that he would prep them so that I guess to get them ready for whatever. So, but the thing is, this guy's money, and he makes people money. And I said, well, accused of sex trafficking, which he had admitted that he did it. So he was 66, was in his federal jail cell in the downtown Manhattan, but was not on suicide watch at the time of his death. Multiple people familiar with the investigation told NBC News he had apparently hanged himself and was found unresponsive at around 6:30 a.m. So the thing is, nobody was doing their security checks if they didn't find him until 6 o'clock. And the General Barr said he was appalled to appalled to learn that Jeffrey Epstein was found dead while in federal custody. He said he has consulted with the Justice Department Inspector General, who is opening an investigation into the circumstances. Mr. Epstein's death raises serious questions must be answered. Well, my answer to that, they killed him. Okay, if you're on suicide watch and you have cameras, um, to be blunt, if you're on suicide watch and you're in prison or wherever you are, you have to be totally nude. You have to be nude, so you can't have anything in your prison cell that would cause you to harm yourself. And then it said that the person I was talking to said that he could he just woke up and he didn't know how he got on the ground. Well, the thing is, somebody did something to this guy because you just can't just okay, if you're on suicide watch, you continually to be on suicide watch. You have to have, hey, I'm using that for information, get back. You have to have people watching you, or the prison has people watching you. So whatever that surrounds his death is it's a corruption. I mean, he had information that would tell people, you know, that was involved in the scandalous. I mean, it's all scandalous anyways because from what this said, he would take 15 to 16-year-old girls to his island, and this don't make any sense if you really think about it. It doesn't make any sense. Since I work for the prison, like I've said in the beginning, he couldn't have committed suicide because they continually watch it even after. even after, I mean, this is crazy. It says he sought out minors, same as young as 14 years old, 2002 through 2004, 5, and paid them hundreds of dollars in cash for sex. Where were their parents? One alleged victim, now 36, said Epstein and his closest associates had ordered her to have sex with several high-powered men when she was 14 years old, according to 2006. Now this is crazy. And also, okay, if the prisoners find out that there's a sex offender, well, just let you know, it's not good for that person that goes to jail. And I'm going to say shame on the officers that did not watch this. And why did they wait until the next day to find this guy when apparently they didn't care? They knew what he was. So, yes, they didn't care. They turned a blind eye because sometimes they'll go, Harding, just turn around and don't see nothing. But I'm not like that. So I make sure nobody gets hurt at my job. So, and the thing is, he had information for the high paying people that did have sex with these girls. I mean, he was going to sell them out. If he had all of that information and he told somebody, I mean, they would probably kill him. And we believe, as a correctional officer and some other correctional officers at my job, we believe it was not, he didn't kill himself. Why? I mean, in a way, most of them do commit suicide, but that's if their family like gives up on them and they just don't have anything to do with them. But if his family still loved him and still cared about him, he wouldn't have committed suicide. And it's interesting because when I worked there, they know a lot of information. Those inmates, they know a lot, and they'll like, and one of them knows like everybody that was on the plane that went over with this guy to his island and had sex with these girls. So I'm gonna close with this because this is exciting. Because if I could get some information out to help this case, because you know, as a security officer, you know the number one thing is security. Make sure that make sure that the inmates are safe. Make sure they're not getting hurt. Make sure they're not getting raped. And doing your security checks to see if they're alive. And then when you do your counts, you got to say, hey, are you still alive? Roll for count. Move for count. So if they did not check on this guy for that long, they were not doing their job. So, yeah. So I hope I get a lot of people watching this that are interested in, my idea of what I think, you know. And I could say a couple of names that went with him, and it's sad that they did because they're stupid anyways. So that's my thought on this guy. So this is exciting, and I hope I can bring new information every day to the media, every day to public media and public offices, and to let people know that, people know. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to know that this guy did not commit suicide. He was killed. I mean, especially if he said he woke up and he don't remember how he got on the ground. And then another thing, I asked one of those guys that live in the prison where I work, I said, okay, if there's a suicide and you're in there, I said, what do you guys do? And he said, we just turn our backs, put on our earmuffs or their earplugs to listen to something, and then the other guy's just killing himself. So of course his Sully is gonna say I didn't see nothing because they're not gonna say anything to keep them from getting hurt or getting killed. So they're not gonna do nothing. So this is what I have for today, and at the end of this, I'm running for mayor, so I'm using this as a political move too. Um, I'm running for the office of my city, and I'm hoping I can have enough uh, signatures, electronic signatures. I guess that's what you have to do to get into office. So I have good ideas to run my city, and hopefully I can get government grants and government programs to help the kids. Um, I believe that sometimes the parents they they do drugs and they leave their children out. I used to be a bus driver, and I'll use this as an illustration. I used to be a bus driver working for the school, and I used to take the kids to school and to home or at their bus stop. Well, one year school was letting out, and this girl was crying, which she had a bad situation at home anyway. So she was crying, and I asked her. Her and her friends were crying. I said, "Why are you crying? Aren't you happy that school's over?" And she said, "No." So she has a horrible life, and I want to help. Um, I want to help the children. I want to help the kids that are forgotten and they have drug addict parents. I want to help the kids that their parents are addicted to something, alcohol, drugs, and work, and they don't care about them, and they leave them alone. I want to I want to make a program for the summer to help them, um, help those children that are lacking in education. I want to do concerts, like do the, to give them medals, to make them feel like they are something. And if you bring up your children, even the city helps with the kids and the parents that leave them, and they feel like that nobody cares. If we can get them to believe that people care and get them out of harm's way and get them to thinking they can do a better, get them to know, or get them to thinking that their life is important, that people care, and that there is a way and there's a hope for these children that are lost. I believe that's why kids go and kill people, because they feel like their life is lost, that nobody cares about them, they've been mistreated all their lives, so they're going to go shoot up people, and then they're going to kill themselves. Because one way of committing suicide, if you're going to go out, why not take the multitude with you? So I believe that sometimes when there are school shootings or public shootings, they feel depressed and they feel like their life is over because maybe they had a bad home, and then sometimes maybe they're off their meds, and because the the Jordan unit doesn't house the people that need psych meds. The unit behind the Jordan unit does. So if one of those guys go off their meds, you gotta it's a lot of trouble to get them to listen. And sometimes they'll tell you, "Hey, I'm off my meds, and I feel like I'm gonna lose it and just start hurting people." So you gotta. I mean, sometimes they don't come out right and tell you, "Look, I'm this way, and I'm gonna hurt you, and I'm gonna hurt all these people," because they feel like that nobody is going to listen to them because they already tried to tell people in the long run. They already tried to tell them, and nobody listened to them. And people feel today that this world does not listen. And the world will eat them up and spit them out because maybe they are a little off in their brain. And and a lot of things have to do with the rants and the rave that we have in society. It's like they're standing up with their signs saying, "Woohoo!" This is what we believe in. But anyways, and then they go off of that too. They go off of the political people or the people in office, and they believe them 100%. And I don't know. And then also for my city, I want to make affordable daycare. I want to, because I know what it's like when you cannot find a babysitter and you are in need of a babysitter and you're looking everywhere and you don't know who to trust. So what I'm going to do extensive background checks to make sure that nobody is a child molester, pedophile, or anybody in that condition. It does not have to be a female. It can also be a male. But if, people are like more comfortable with women watching children, well, women can be child molesters too. Women can hurt little kids too. So I'm going to do a lot of background checks to make sure when I help run this daycare that our children are going to be safe. You won't have to worry about it. And the hours are going to be open 24 hours a day. We're going to have 8 hours in the morning, 8 hours in the afternoon, and 8 hours at night. So if a parent works at night, they'll have people there that can take care of their kids. If they work in the morning, they'll have somebody there to take care of their kids. If they work in the afternoons, so they're not going to be suffering, so they can get a job. We can help people get back to work. And I'm going to help the homeless people. I know some people don't want to do that, but if you have a system set up to where they have to get a job and they can only stay there so long and they save enough money and then they're out. There's going to be a contract saying they can't tear up the facility. If they do, they'll go to jail for damage. But I'm going to help them, and then I'm going to try to hopefully lower taxes. I know we pay a lot of taxes, and some things we don't need to be taxed on so much. If I can lower the taxes and help the city, because the water bill just keeps going up. The electricity, well, I can't do nothing about that. But the water bill just keeps going up. And your gas bill that's gas company. I don't know. Maybe I can look into something. Maybe they can get like a program for if you don't make enough. But I'm going to do my best, and then I'm going to help get those old houses that are tore to pieces. I'm going to tear them down. There's no need for those in our city anymore. We could build something else in their place. Maybe we could build the education reform for the summer. But we're not going to have junky houses. And then we're going to make sure our houses are not taxed too much. If your house is not worth what they're saying, we'll have something for that. And I was going to say for the disability kids, but the mayor of the city is doing his own thing. So I want to help with that with him, maybe put something else into it, because my sister, she has a disability. She was born with brain damage, and she has a workshop, and then she has a place where she can live, and it's really nice. before she was living in a rundown place, but I called to stay, and hopefully that changed it. And she did move from the facility she was at to a different one. So if he's running that program, maybe I can do something for the housing if he doesn't have that. And I want to bring in jobs, and I don't want to just help Pampa. I want to go out and reach to the smaller towns surrounding Pampa, and maybe we can bring it in. Maybe we build our city outside more of the city towards Perryton or Gellytown? No. Towards excuse me. There's Miami towards there. That people call it Miami, but I'm gonna call it Miami. Maybe we could build the city towards Miami, Texas, and I'm hoping that we can make the city bigger. Um, Sometimes I go in Kansas, and they have where I was raised and from. They have really nice restaurants. I want to bring an IHOPs and a Little Chicago, I think, or Old Chicago. I want to bring a Wendy's. I want to bring a Burger King. I want to bring Brahms back if we can. I want to bring nice restaurants, little restaurants. And I want to do it so we don't all have to go to Amarillo. I know Amarillo is exciting. Maybe build another theater, a bigger one, make it bigger. I want to bring in those kind of businesses because I think everybody loves Burger King, everybody loves Wendy's, everybody loves Taco Bell. No, wait, yeah, Taco Bell, and there's another restaurant. Can't remember. Um, it's it has the melty cheeses with the curly fries. That restaurant, if I can remember it, and I think if we could get more restaurants, and maybe we can reach out to the people that have money that can help us. And I know, people love their golf. The people that have it, maybe they can give towards this because it's their city too. And maybe we can bring in some more rich people to help too and reach out. And, you know, so I want to bring in more businesses, more restaurants, more everything to make the city grow and help the people that don't have jobs. And I want to help people get back to work. I want people to get to work. So if you believe in me and you believe that I'm able to do this, which I wholeheartedly believe that I can do this, I've been driven towards a goal that I wanted to do something and I couldn't figure it out, and I believe this is it. And no, I'm not going to be the mayor forever. It's just an opportunity so I can get my feet wet and grow in government. I want to go up towards the governor of Texas, maybe the senator of Texas, and then maybe the president of the United States. So, everybody needs a chance. Everybody needs a chance to see what they can do. And I'm hoping, if not 2 years, that I guess every 2 years there's an election. I'm hoping those 2 years plus 4 years at least, I can do all this. And it may take longer, but I plan on helping people. I plan on getting the city moving in the right direction, and the veterans, they need help too. I believe that, they fought for this country for a reason, to keep us safe, to keep people out. I don't know. They just fought, and, we should appreciate them for fighting, in wars for us. I didn't have to. I have family that's been in the military. I had a great grandpa. He went in the military, and an uncle that was in the military. I have cousins that were in the military. I have a brother. So I have family that was in the military. So since, and then I know that maybe I can help with some government programs. Lord knows they need it because sometimes they have flashbacks. So, they need their help. So if we can get this town to grow, this city to grow, and people like, wow, this is awesome city. We can actually come here and get jobs. And we can have affordable daycare that helps us with our children and the lost children that are neglected because their parents are drug addicts. Throw them away to get molested and sell them. They sell their children. It's not only drug and trafficking in across the border. The parents here in America traffic their children too. So we have a problem with that in America too. It's not just across the border, it's in our own country. So let's forget about the border for a while and deal with our country that's suffering for that children here in America are suffering from being trafficking. Because I know, how do you get money for drugs if you don't have it? I have family that did it to their own children. So if you want to know, it happens in America. They don't care. Once they're on that drugs, whatever drug it is, once they're on it, they don't care. It's all about them. They don't care about their kids anymore. The drug drives them to sell their children, sell their bodies, sell everything they have, and they have nothing. They're homeless, they're starving, but they still need their fix. They still need that fix. So, the kids are miserable, mistreated, and some people think they're big rats because they're hyped up on the drugs. They're little babies. So they kill their kids, they put them in microwaves, they put them in ovens, they kill them. Women, men, everybody. The ones that are hooked on the drug. So, not just, like I said, not across the border, they're here in America. America has a problem too. So, try to fix what's happening in America. Try to fix that first. And then we can fix what's happening over there. Because we're always saying, America first. Well, yes, every country has their problem. Every country has the same problems that we do. A terrible government. So if we can stop the liars getting in the office, we stop those idiots from getting up in there, and taking over and killing our country. So I want to help the city, to help the surrounding cities, to help the surrounding communities to grow and nourish and prosper. But we all need help. And I believe I can do it. Jesus said to go into the highways and the byways, and I'll read it for you. Matthew, the kingdom of God, heaven. Matthew 22. Okay. Jesus spoke to them again in a parable, saying, "The kingdom of heaven is like a king who prepared a wedding banquet for his son." He was going, he's talking about, that's my notification. He's talking about bringing in the Gentiles with the Israelites. He sent his servants to those who had been invited to the banquet to tell them to come, but they refused to come. So he went out and told the people that were already invited to come to the wedding. Then he sent some more servants and said, "Tell those who have been invited that I have prepared my dinner. My ox is fattened, cattle have been butchered, and everything is ready. Come to the wedding banquet." But they paid no attention and went off, one to his field, another to his business. The rest seized his servants, mistreated them, and killed them. The king was enraged. He sent his armies and destroyed those murderers and burnt their cities. Then he said to his servants, "The wedding banquet is ready, but those I invited did not deserve to come. So go to the street corners, invite to the banquet everyone you find." So the servants went out into the streets and gathered all the people they could find, the bad as well as the good, and the wedding halls were filled with guests. So the king went out, invited his servants, and or the people that were already invited. They didn't want to come, and some of them they were killed. So he said, "Forget them. Go out and find everybody that you can come to this banquet." But when the king came in to see the guests, he noticed a man there who was not wearing wedding clothes. He asked, "How did you get in here without wedding clothes, friend?" The man was speechless. Then the king told the attendants, "Tie him hand and foot and throw him outside into darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are invited, but few are chosen." So the thing is, now I'm going to talk about that for a while. The beginning was about that guy that got killed. Middle was about my political move in mayor. Now it's about the Bible. So the king went up to the Jews and said, "Hey, my son's here on earth. He's going to die for your sins to be saved." But the Jews refused. So he's like, "Okay, they don't want to come. They don't want in the kingdom. So I'm going to the Gentiles." Because he said he would make them a jealous people. He will, he will be the God of the people that don't even know him. So he went up and he invited all the Gentiles and even the Jews. So that's what the kingdom of heaven is about. It's about everybody, all varieties of people. It don't matter if you're black, white, brown, purple, green, whatever you are. God does not see the color of your skin. He made people where they can live with him in the end when we die. And we as a society are terrible, because this is what I believe that society that we live in today. The hypocrites and Pharisees. We got them lying and trying to kill people. So Jesus don't want any of that. He don't want those kind of people. He just don't. He wants people that will want him, that will love him, and want to serve him, because God made it where we have a choice. We have a choice to Hi, how are you? Um, I I'm way into this different talk. I started out um, about the guy that Jeffrey. Well, I believe he was killed. Okay, because where I worked, I mean, if you watch it in the beginning, you'll see my point of view and where I work as a prisoner or as a prison guard, which now is called a security officer. I'm nervous, kind of messing up. So that's a kind of a weird name. Stay at home with daddy. What does that mean? Okay. Um, okay. Anyways, you agree. Well, anyways, as a security officer, we have a duty to make sure nobody is being hurt, raped, or getting beat up because our main um, our main goal is to make sure they're safe. Now we gotta make sure we're safe. So when they found the guy, which here I'll find it. I believe it said um, that next day he was found about 6 o'clock. So in the morning. So sorry, I have kids that are fighting. Children, quit fighting. So I was reading in part about the whole situation, which as a security officer, you have to do security checks. And they did not do it properly. But he did take girls underage to traffic and trade with them. Sex, I think he made them sex slaves. So, well, here we go. No. Okay, yeah, he was in New York. He died on August 10th, 2019, and he was on a suicide watch, which, um, when you're on a suicide watch, you're not dressed at all. So that's how it is. Okay. Um, yeah. But the thing is, me and a couple of co-workers, even the inmates that are in prison, do not believe that he killed himself. We believe that he was killed because he had information. Yeah, but the inmates, okay, I asked one of the inmates where I work that they say when somebody's going to commit suicide, they turn their backs and they put their headphones on and they listen to music. So they don't see. They said they don't see it. So there was no witnesses. But the thing is, they changed their story and said that he was off suicide watch, which if a person's on suicide watch and they get off suicide watch, they still have to be watched. They still have to make sure that they're not going to try to commit suicide. Can you guys please stop? Yes. Do you have anything else you want to say? You want to write? So, what do you do for a living? No. Okay. Well, anyways, so in the whole deal, um, he had information that he could give to people to get them in trouble because there are several people that went with him to the island and raped those girls, or they sold their, he made them sex slaves. So, want to add to that? I buy. Well, you don't buy and sell girls, do you? As sex slaves? That's a little different because he actually took them underage girls to his island, and so that's different than what you're doing right now. Oh, okay, I get it. You're telling me that. I'm sorry, I thought you were just. I embarrassed myself. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I put in the middle of this that I'm running for mayor for my city. So, besides everything that I said in the beginning about this guy, which, everybody has their point of view on the situation. But if he had information, well, if you were one of those people that were, uh, that had the money and that actually did do all that stuff with those girls, when you want them to die, if you were something like that, of course you would. So now I'm going to be running for mayor for my city, so hopefully I can get enough electronic signatures. Are they getting paid off? I saw on one of those things they were holding up signs. So, where do you live at, if you don't mind my asking? Georgia? Has anything happened over there? Like, me? Why me? You said you. Oh, Texas. Sorry. I live in Texas, where our state's like way Republican. We have Beto O'Rourke running for president. What do you think about him? Do you have a good government system where you're from? Are you in a college? You said beta male. No, that's kind of rude, but I get what you're saying. So, you want to talk about anything besides, well, any politics that you think conservative? That's that's cool. Oh, well, I kind of am too, but I know sometimes Republicans uh, they go extreme, and Democrats can too. My mom and her grandma and my grandma, they were Democrats, so we listened to it. But my Grandma Hannah didn't like it. So, do you have any Democrat family? No. What do you think about immigration? Do you think Trump's doing the right thing with the border wall? Do you want a border wall? Why do you think that's a good thing? Why do you think a border wall is a good thing? I know they have a wall of China in China. Are you a woman or a man? Because a woman could say, stay at home with daddy too. Hello? So, are you a guy or a female? Yes. Um, we don't really have anything else to say. Well, I don't really know. I know they are always trying to fix it, but I mean, I don't know. I know Bush kind of repaired it. He didn't do very much. So, and Obama didn't really do anything about it. And the Clintons and every other president. So, I know um, our taxpayer money is going to support the immigrants that are not Americanized, and there's a lot of things we can change, but the Democrats refuse to change them. Okay, yeah, thank you. It's very awkward because I just see you typing, and you see me, I can't see you. So, have you ever got on YouTube and made a video and had a lot of viewers? Because it's not very easy. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or right. I'm not doing it right. I just want a lot of people to see my video so I can get a lot of views. You understand? So, what do you think about the Russian collusion? Do you think that's anything? Are you? I mean, do you have a lot of people that view your videos? Well, you have anything good that you like? Like the news? You could talk about that. Like the El Paso shooting, you could talk about that, and other things. Yeah, but you have to get like uh something that like sticks and people are get excited and they're like cool, you know. If you just have like everyday things you do, what do you mean? You mean the media when they outraging and they want people to be amped up? Oh, did you know that we're gonna make a movie? It's called The Hunt, and they were gonna put reservatives on it, like the Republicans, and they were gonna go hunt them and kill them. Since since this shooting happened, they decided not to. I think karma kind of got them. I mean, it's sad that these people were killed, but I believe sometimes when people do that, they have like a something wrong with their mind, or they're just depressed. Sometimes they take psych medicine because of one of the units where I work, they take psych medicine. The other units they don't house those people, so
Ah, I want to download Roblox.
what does that have to do with anything? Everybody commits something. Well, anyways, uh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes people there's something wrong with their mind. Like Jeffrey Dahmer, when he was younger, he liked to see dead animals, so he went from killing the dead animals to killing people. And the Green Killer, and then the BK shooter, and then there was the Alphabet shooter, murderer. So even though they want to get rid of our guns, people die from knives too. I mean, that could be a weapon, a knife, and guns kill faster, knives don't. So,
What download Roblox?
no.
Please.
Leah, over there, your brother has one. Stop yelling. So, everybody thinks differently, and then sometimes if you get around the wrong crowd and you have your point of view, they start hating you. I actually had a friend unfriend me because our point of views don't match, and she works up there in Washington, and it kind of hurt my feelings. I mean, we grew up together because we don't see eye to eye. She unfriended me on Facebook, which I don't think Facebook's a very good place to have friends. I mean, it keeps up with your family and it keeps up with your friends and what they do because you just lose their number anyways because you don't talk anymore. People don't talk anymore. They text or they Facebook or they tweet. And Lord, they tweet so much. Like the president tweets all the time. He just don't need to tweet all the time. Um, Stuff like that. People lose contact with people. They don't even call each other anymore. So, so that's the sad thing. So yeah, once you're hooked on heroin, you can never get off heroin. That drug's a killer. Because if once you're on it and you cold turkey quit, you die immediately. I don't know what's in it, but it's a bad, bad drug. It's a very bad drug. I watched videos about all kinds of drugs and I have family that's done drugs. So, I mean, um, They end up in jail. They get arrested. The cops beat them up for being, you know, I mean, I see the cops beat people up and their head hit the pavement. My brother's heads hit the pavement all the time. Because once you're in a system, you're always in the system, and it's not good. I mean, once they get arrested, there they go. I even seen it. And I even asked the cop. I even asked the cop why he was arresting one of my brothers. He's like, "Ma'am, if you don't shut up, don't be quiet, I'm gonna arrest you." And I was like, "Okay." And then one time, my brother, he did something, and the cops were called. He ran out of the house into the backyard. So I said, he's like, "Hi, and say I wasn't here." So, um, yeah, I used to work for a sheriff's office. I used to be a jailer there. It's a lot different than working in the prison system. I mean, we don't have a really bad prison where I work. The maximum prisons are like in Huntsville and other places. But where I work is, we have our troublesome prisoners, but you know, we have COP and we can take care of it. So yeah, and I was gonna be try to be a lawyer when I was younger, growing up. I guess I'm gonna try to be the mayor of my city. I think I told you that. So, anyways, my brother ran out the back door. He said, "Tell him that you're gone." So I was like, he's gone," and then he got all mad. He's like, "Do you know you're holding up something or something? You could be charged." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He went out the back door. It was funny. I was scared because the police officer was going to arrest me. Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes the cops are brutal. Um, Here recently, this lady um, got arrested, got out of her car, and the cops shot her. Yeah. Wait, no, that was another guy. But took her to jail, and the next thing you know, she was strangled with. She had a plastic bag over her head, and she committed suicide. But the thing is, if you're in jail and you're in prison, you can't have plastic. That's that's something like the inmates can use it to strangulate somebody. So they're saying that she committed suicide. So one of the security officers was saying, well, um, they can't have plastic. So the other person was cussing him out, calling him stupid, and she went back and said, "You're stupid. There's no plastic. They're not allowed to have plastic there because that could be a weapon." Oh, when my brother, yeah, I kind of got scared because I don't know. Nowadays, they go psycho on us. And then that old lady got electrocuted, like tasered, because she wouldn't pay it. She wouldn't sign the ticket. When I see stuff like that with the cops, I'm like yelling at my phone, like, "You stupid! You didn't have to beat him up for that." So, have you had anything interesting happen to you like that? Exactly. Well, yeah, me too. Because I know if you ain't, you get arrested. So I try to obey all the laws, like put my seatbelt on, put my seatbelt on. This person right here, stay at home with daddy. I want. I don't want to get my. Well, I'm not gonna say that because I don't try to cuss. Beat for no reason. your butt beat for no reason. So, um, man, you're the only one that's on here. I figured that would bring up. How old is that? Like a year old? That news about that Jeffrey guy? I guess it's old news, so nobody cares. But it's interesting because, maybe he didn't commit suicide. Maybe he did die. Or somebody killed him. Especially somebody that knew what he was going to give, the information. He could have died. I mean, he deserves death, but still. Well, I don't know. Jail's death enough, I guess. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Like civil war in America? Oh, they have had a civil war, which if you read your history, who's that? I don't know Prince Henry or Andrew. What about Queen Elizabeth's son? Well, also they said this person said the Clintons were involved. Mr. Clinton, Bill Clinton, he flew over there. Well, he actually was making money for people. He would invest their money to make them money. So, you know, yeah. Because if you do that, like what he was doing, yeah, it had a black book, it had everybody's names in it probably. I have something on my computer. There. What? You believe he was a spy? Um, I don't know. Maybe. Why would you think he's a spy? What did he do? What was his line of work besides make people money? Did he go to different countries and spy on people? Or was he spying in America? Did that say in the news somewhere that he was a spy? So be patient. And do you have anything that's good that I could talk about and go live tomorrow when I get off work? Maybe I can get like one of those things that grab your attention, like boom. Did you read that somewhere, or you just feel like this is what this guy's about? Well, yeah, he made money. He helped people make money. Of course, he made money. And then that was his own private island. He had a jet and he flew people to it with these girls and he took them over there. My daughter took my phone or I would look something up. Well, yeah, they tried him um, a while, like a couple, I don't know how long ago. And yeah, he did get off. But, I mean, he was in federal prison. That should have never happened to him. I mean, in state prison, it's probably a little different. I don't know how federal runs. There's a lot of different rules and regulations from state and federal. And I'm in a state prison. I work for a state prison. So I know when you're going through the academy to get to work in the state prison, it shows you the difference between the state and federal. But whenever the government shuts down, the federal prison don't get paid at all. Only the state does. Because they're part of the government. Do you have any family that is a lawyer, um, works in the prison system, in the military? Besides staying home, you said you sell stuff. How much do you get for what you do? You get a pretty good check? Well, I like to be like a boss. Like I'm in a business and I want to run the place. I feel like my potential, you make 15 to 20 a month on average. How? I mean, you buy and sell stuff. Shouldn't you make more than that? Or is that 15,000 to 20,000 a month? Oh, oh, wow, that's good. But I feel like me, myself, uh, I've been, my goals were driven to be like somebody in charge. I feel like I can do that. I feel like my capability, I don't take anything off of anybody, and I'm not a pushover. So there are several times because my sister's in a position to uh, hire and fire people, and I told her, look, if I was in your position, the people that always called in would be fired by now, you know, or get a write up because there's no sense in people like being like that, using people. So me, I want to be a person in charge. Like I have a lot of goals, and I think I believe I can accomplish them, even if it's in charge of my own city and one day the world. I'm not that crazy, but you know, I wouldn't mind trying to get to be the president. My favorite hobby is to shop. I like to go shopping. I like Well, I like hunting too, and well, no, I don't hunt. I mean, fishing. Um, it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But yeah, I like to shop. What's your favorite hobby? Actually, I could make a channel because one winter I caught five because the limit is 5 fish, right? So I put the because corn is good. I put some corn on my hook. I cast it in and I kind of yanked it and I caught a fish. Then I did it again. Like I caught 5 fish in 5 minutes. It was pretty cool. Oh yeah, is that what you do? You go fishing and get a lot of views. Your main metal detector. You mean you make metal detectors? How is that? You said you. My main hobby is metal detecting. You mean you go buy metal and then you sell it? So you're those one of those people that have you found any money there? Like anything on the beach? I would think you would go try to find like gold in a mountain or something. Hey, you got one. Why don't you go try to find some gold? You know, there is a place where this guy, a couple of people bought a land and they're digging up trying to find gold. Hmm, that's cool. Well, anyways, they were trying to find gold, and they still haven't. They have these clues to where, like maps to where the treasure is, and they're still looking. And I'm like, I need to go. Like, give me some gold. So, how much do you find at the beach or in a swimming lake? That's good. Have you ever lived on a beach before? You know, there's a show that these guys go diving in this lake and they like find all these things. So you're that guy that has a show where you find the treasure and you give it back to people? Because there is a show that there's a guy, I think two brothers that look for treasure and they give their like one time he found a wedding ring and another time I don't know what else. So are you him? Are you that guy? If you're that guy, you have a lot of views. Maybe you can help me. There is a show that these guys, I don't know their names, but two of them look for people's stuff and they give their stuff back. They go in this nasty water. They put a goggles and a air tank on and then they dive for the stuff. So you're not him. You know who I'm talking about, at least? If I had my phone, I could look it up for the laptop, for what I'm thinking of. I think so. What do you mean you think so? Oh, what I'm talking about? I don't know their names. I just know they're two guys that goes around, and they were on the news one time. So, you have anything interesting to talk about or type? What would you think? I mean, I'm trying to get electronic signatures. No, I don't do that. No, no, no. Sorry, not going that way. Well, anyways, um, since I guess now I need electronic signatures. Uh huh. I need electronic signatures. Do you know any sites that I could? Because I looked the other day and I couldn't. I mean, one person said GoDaddy, the other person like, and I don't know. Do you know anything about that? Look, if I'm going to be the mayor in my city, I can't do that. I can't do that. That would be an embarrassing situation. Like, hey, Harding, ha ha, yeah, laugh, but it's the truth. If I wasn't trying to be something, I would probably do something. But no, well, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would. I mean, here you don't even have to pay a federal or was it state taxes, and there's no taxes on food. Men are, yeah. There's something else. Believe me. No, they break your heart in a minute. I don't even know how to play a guitar. My mom used to play the piano, and I asked her to teach me. I I could pick at it and the tune comes to me and I can play it, and I sing every once in a while to myself. I have big crowds of people that listen to me sing, but I don't. I don't. All I could do is an air guitar, like you know. Well, anyways, and then I could pretend like I'm singing with it. I guess I could get a guitar, act like I'm playing, and then sing with it, like Sweet Home Alabama, Sweet Home Alabama. You know, I know that's what I'm doing. I am doing something. I work. I'm gonna try to be the mayor, try to be the governor, try to be the senator, and then president. Hallelujah. I want to run a business. I want to make money. I want to be big. Thirsty. You put that thirsty in there, that means something else, thirsty. hmm Yeah, but I don't want that to, I don't want to grow a channel and do something like that. I'd rather have a small channel and do nothing like that. It's better to have small companies than big companies and lie about who you are. That's what's wrong with people today. People don't even know who you are half the time. You're gonna have a big company of friends and you have to act like a certain way and you're not really that way. Or you can have a small company of friends and act yourself. Because the bigger the crowd, the more you lie. Sorry, I dropped something on the ground. So that's how I see it. Do you have any favorite shows that you watch? Like, well, I was born in 1979. That should tell you how old I am. Like, let's see, what's one of the shows? The one with the one that kick off of Harry Potter with all the dragons. They kind of stole their show. It's a famous show, and I don't really care for it. You know what I'm talking about? A kickoff of Harry Potter, like with dragons and the king and this other queen or whoever she is. So stupid. And mostly all it has is just junk scenes in it. I mean, people watch it just to see that. They don't even watch it to see the dragon die. They watch it. Oh my God, they're gonna be in love. That's so stupid. Oh look, he likes her. He likes her. Love, like you pretty much know how it's gonna end anyways. It's the same thing. Well, how old are you since you asked how old I was? I told you what year I was born in. Count tens, like 79, 89, 99. I know. There's only the communication is me talking, you texting, or yeah, doing this typing string. But there is no talking like that would be cool if you were born in 1988. Oh my lord, you're young. Uh, what would be cool is we can have a channel on YouTube where like live, and everybody's live, and you have these little small people or faces, and you see. So how did you come about making all that money in a month? I mean, did it just fall into your lap or what? Well, I hate to cut this short. I have to work at 6 in the morning. I have to be there like at 5:30 for turnout. I have to get up pretty early. I enjoyed your company. Thank you for viewing my video. You can watch it whenever or chatting with me. So maybe next time when I'm on here tomorrow, you can come on. We could have a conversation, and you can add your. That's cool. My brother played guitar. Chad. Nice to meet you, Chad. I'm Ellen, by the way. So, Chad, I'm going to bid you adieu, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow on my show. Maybe it will become popular, and I'll not fool the masses, just get people. Oh. Well, anyways, I'll come up with a new topic. Look before I start. So, follow my. You'll pray on it. Very good. And before you came on, I was reading the Bible, and then I was going to pray at the end and ask the Lord to bless the show. So, well, this streaming thing. So that's nice that you said that. So, well, I gotta go, and thank you for listening to whatever I had to say. And you have a good night, and bye.